teams, and I'd say, did you go on for the team? As a junior high school teacher, did you try out for modified basketball? Why? I was afraid I wasn't going to make the team. Really? Now let me get this straight. You were afraid that you wouldn't make the team, so you didn't go out for the team, which means you didn't make the team. You really weren't afraid not to be on the team, because what you did made sure that you weren't on the team. It's ridiculous. We're afraid of success. You want to know what you're afraid of? You're not really afraid of failure. You're afraid you might succeed. You're afraid that with success comes responsibility. You're afraid that if you start acting right, people don't expect you to act right the next day. You're afraid of the responsibility of doing the right thing. You're afraid of success. Have you seen the movie Coach Carter? And the coach would say always, what is your deepest fear? To team over, he asked me, what's my deepest fear? And then finally at the end of the movie, it clicks. And he says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. He says, it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Our fear is not that your fear is not that you're not good enough. Your fear is that you might be the person they've been telling you are. Woo. And then you have to live up to it. Right. It's easier to slide under the rest. My aunt used to tell me that, and this doesn't have to be, but she used to tell me some of the most miserable people were A students. Why? Because if you were an A student, you got nowhere to go, bud. And you're afraid. And it doesn't have to be that way. But when you are liberated from your own fear, that liberates somebody else. Why? Because they can look at you and say, hey, he can do what I can do. I deserve it.
Come on now.
What a shame never to accomplish something because what might happen. I shouldn't leave my job and try something new, even though I have this dream. I shouldn't do well in school, even though I have this dream. I shouldn't start my business, even though I have this dream. I shouldn't go off on the soccer team, even though it's my passion, Henry, because it might not work. I might not succeed. What if I don't make it? What if you do? Why are we so trained to think negative? And if you wait until there's no fear, you ain't gonna do nothing. Think about Martin Luther King. You think he was afraid? We don't think of him as being afraid. Anybody heard of Martin Luther King? Y'all looking at me like, who that? Okay. He was a young man. I've already outlived him. 39, young, thrust into the limelight. People trying to kill him, bomb his house, kill his wife, kill his kids. You think that he wasn't afraid? Of course he was. But there was something more powerful than the fear, and that was faith, that he could make a difference. What is it that you want to do? Be careful what you speak. Your words are also seeds. They will take root and they will grow. You want to speak life? Speak life. Otherwise you speak death. So that was the first power tool was faith. Now the next one. Oh, I got it. That's okay. That's all right. This is fun. Glasses. These are glasses. That's a power tool. I have contacts on, but I have glasses and contacts. Focus. So you went from faith to focus. And this has to do with your vision. You ever have an eye exam? Doctor puts that contraption over you. Is it better here or is it better here? Is it better here or is it better here? And I'm like, I don't know. Can you go back? I can't tell. Is it better here? Is it better here? Focus, focus, focus. Your vision. And then he shows you one. You're like, okay, it's clearer, it's clearer. As you tune in, things become clearer. Same thing with you. You have to focus on where you want to go. people learn how to drive, they tell you, okay, make sure you're looking where you want to go. Because you're gonna go where you look. I've ridden with people who don't like riding with me. This is the way I drive. I'm kind of sporadic, but generally somebody goes, oh, look at that over there. Where does the car go?
Over there.
The car goes right over there. You're trying to go here. Look at it. Because it's where you're looking. So you guys, where are you looking? Are you looking into your future? Or are you just looking where you are? Are you focused in? Do you have vision? Keep your eyes on you and watch what you're doing. Stop focusing on everything and everybody else. How many times have I heard people say, he made me mad. He ruined my day. I'm in a bad mood because of her. You giving people that much power over you. We're talking about your empowerment. Can't nobody make you mad. You gave yourself to him. You relinquished control.
Listen up, boys.
Really?
Yeah. That teacher made me mad. She made me cuss her out. I didn't want to do it, but she made me tell. Don't you make me tell you off. Nobody make you do anything. You laid down your power. You gave it up. Take it back.
Get him.
So focus. And the enemy of focus is something you're gonna. What is that? What I'm gonna say? It's something called strabismus. It's an eye condition. I have a condition called strabismus. And what it is, how many of you ever heard? Have you ever heard of strabismus? You ever heard of strabismus? Similar to a lazy eye. Heard of a lazy eye? Very similar. I didn't even know. I always thought, okay, I got a lazy eye. Doctor said one time, I went to get an eye exam, he said, okay, are both the charts the same? I said, I don't see two charts. And he said, you don't see two? And he said, strabismus. My focus is off. So I was like, and then I go, oh, sweat, there are two charts. What it is a condition where you're using one eye or the other. And so the other eye, the dominant eye at the time, is focused. The other eye looks somewhere else. And so you don't see that there's another chart because you're just looking at the one place that you're looking. And even though your one eye is looking somewhere else, you don't even realize that you're seeing something else because your brain has learned to ignore the other object. So you don't even see it. It's crazy, really. And I was like, really? I said, that's interesting. So I would test myself. After I learned that, I was like, that's kind of fascinating. So I would remember lying on the couch, right? And I was like, man, I got my eye looking somewhere else, right? So I'm laying there, and I took my hand, right? I'm watching TV. I took my hand, and I put it over one eye. And I was like, I'm watching TV. And the one eye was not even looking at the TV. It was, when I covered the one eye, I said, man, I'm looking at the wall. I didn't even have it covered. And I had to sneak up on myself in order to tell. Because my brain had learned to disregard the other object. And that's like you get focused and it becomes, listen, settling cannot be the norm in your life where you begin to disregard the full picture. The full picture is your empowerment. The full picture is your success. But we learn to disregard and we start looking where we shouldn't be looking and we're not focusing. And it becomes the norm to settle. It's not normal to settle. It's not normal to say, well, I'm here, this is just the way it's going to be. It's not normal to say, well, my mama wasn't nothing and my daddy wasn't nothing, I ain't going to be nothing, or I'm going to always be in the system. It's not normal to disregard your potential. So, that's an enemy of focus. And here's another power tool. Fellowship. Now, I use the ring to represent fellowship. Because we need people. And I'm going to bring this out. So you got a ring and you got some scissors. And I'm telling you, fellowship is so important. How you spend your time. Who you spend your time with. Because some of your buddies are your biggest problems.
That's right.
And some of you can't. You come into something like this, it's, people are talking to you, going to the classroom, but because of the person next to you and how they're doing things, you mess up. Because you can't hang with that person and be your best self. I would give assignments. And they would say, after assignments were over, I said, what would you do differently? And you know what the kids said? I wish Miss Ross had picked our groups. But you want to be with your friends. Why should I picture you? Because all we did was fool around. And they learn that people speak into your life. Be careful who you let speak into your life. And so you need some scissors. Because you need to cut some folk off.
Okay.
Yeah. There are some people that we need in our lives, and we need to have that relationship with positive people and people who are going places. And you know who they are. There's some people you can't hang with. You know, we're not going the same direction. I need this one, but I got to cut you loose.
Come on.
And you know what? Some of you won't even have to cut loose. They'll do the work for you. As soon as they realize that you're going up higher, that you're stepping into your empowerment and embracing your future, they'll walk away. Yep. He changed. He went to that play, all of a sudden he changed. Yep. He changed. That's right. I changed. And I like it.
Hallelujah.
Woo. You know? So there are also some people that we can't cut off because they're family. You can't pick your family. You can't pick the teacher. And so you can't cut them off. You wish you could. Now listen, I didn't say cut folk. Please make sure you understand. Miss Ross, she came, that speaker, she's from Missouri, she said cut folk. Now, I didn't want you to cut nobody up. I said cut them off. Now cut them up. So, but there are some people you have, but have some wisdom. Some you can't cut off because they're just there. So you just have to learn. That's when you get your strabismus and disregard. When they start saying you'll never be anybody, you reject it. Can't pick my family, but you know what? I can pick what I allow you. I pray you put some seed, you planted a seed of doubt in my life. You know what? I'm gonna pray for crop failure. That nothing takes root and grows in my life. I may have to hear you, but I don't have to listen. So, you need different people in your life. I'm going to talk about, somebody gave me 5 people you need in your life. I'm not going to give you all 5, but I'm going to give you 2. One, you need an encourager in your life, building good relationships. You need somebody that encourages you to go, to do, to be, that all things are possible. Like football, go for it. You like to write poetry? Oh, Khalil will. He says, Khalil, he said, I like poetry. You're good. Encourage them. You also need a discourager. And that's not what it sounds like. That's not the person that puts you down. That's the person that discourages you from doing what you ain't got no business doing. That's the person that says, don't you go there. Don't you do that. Remember what happened last time. Shut up. Keep your mouth. Somebody has to hold the shut up card in your life. And this was a pastor in Missouri shared this, and he talked about 5 kind of people you need, and those were the 2 that I wanted to talk about. An encourager and a discourager. And one person makes a difference. Have you heard of Maya Angelou?
Oh, yeah.
She just passed away a couple weeks ago. What a story. I shared with my students about how she had been abused, raped as a child by her mother's boyfriend. And when she opened her mouth and spoke, he ended up dead. She told her uncles. Imagine how he ended up dead. But when she realized that, she should have told him. That's what you're supposed to do. But when she realized that when she told that he had raped her as a child, that he ended up dead as a result, something within her shut down, and she stopped speaking. 5 years. She went to school. She was a great student. Didn't talk. Went to church. Worked in her grandmother's. Would not speak. And then one day, one person came along. Bertha Flowers was a teacher. One person made her feel special, gave her a book, began to read the book out loud, told her that words had power. I heard Mr. Koresh saying that today. Words have power. She said, read. She began to read, and when she read, Maya Angelou said, there must be music notes on the page, because when she opens her mouth, it sounds like music. And she gave her the book. She said, you take this book home, but there's one thing you have to do. You have to say it out loud, because words, it's the human voice, she said, that infuses the power. That's why we say speak your dreams. Write them down and speak them, because when you speak them, it brings power. And she took the book, and she felt special. She opened her up, and she is one, before she just passed away, one of the most powerful voices across the world. And the memorial service was on the other day, and I was watching it. Everybody talked about what she had to say and how powerful she was. But what if somebody didn't come along and deposit, like today with youth empowerment? What if Miss Bertha Flowers didn't take the time to let her know that she had something special within her? That's a voice that we may have never heard. When you are liberated from your own fear, your presence automatically liberates others. She was liberated, and so many others were as well. So that's so important. Another tool that you need, and I'm going to show you this as I wind this down. This is a shovel. So, faith, focus, fellowship, and a funeral. You need to bury some things. There's some things that you got to bury in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with murderers that kill people, if there was a murderer who killed somebody and tried to hide the body in the house, you know what gives it away? I've heard people say this. They had their body in the house. How did the neighbors start to know? It started to stink. When you got stuff that needs to be buried that you're carrying around, your attitude stinks. You emit this smell, and everybody who gets close to you knows. They can tell when you're hurting. They can tell when you're bitter. You need to bury some things, some inner hurts. Unforgiveness is a problem. I'm not going to forgive her for what she did because she knew she was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've heard people say that. She know I'm not going to forgive her. Forgiveness is not a gift you give somebody else. It's a gift you give yourself. It's for you. It's so that you can be free, guys.
All right.
Whoever did you wrong, you do it for yourself, so you can be free. Medgar Evers was a civil rights leader. Myrlie Evers, she, years before they got to kill her. Byron Dilla Beckwourth, and her children asked, they're grown, and they said, how can you not hate the man who killed our father? He was gunned down. How could you not hate him? And she said, let me tell you what your father told me. It never pays to hurt anybody because half the people you hate don't know and the other half don't care. So release them.
Come on.
So you need to bury the things that you did wrong. Some of you need to forgive yourselves because you've messed up. I've messed up. Bury it. You can't change it. You can start right here.
All right.
But instead, we've been burying the wrong stuff. We've been burying our dreams. We've been burying our hopes. We've been burying the people who are good for us. No.
What up, guys?
Don't bury your dreams. I used to sing that old song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Right? Get the dirt off the good stuff. Bury the bad. You can't have a resurrection without a death and a burial. So bury some stuff. Final power tool is fortitude. That's like perseverance. Easy is not an option. This is not an easy journey. What we're asking of you guys is not easy. We're asking you to believe. We're asking you to have faith. We're asking you to study. We're asking you to do the best you can. Take your finals. Take your regents. Respect your elders. Go after your dreams. It's not easy. Easy is not an option, but it's worth it. You've got to have the fortitude. You've got to have the perseverance. I just brought in my little tool. It was just a little soldier. And it just represents the best, the bravest, the finest, those on the front lines, our military. Anybody have any relatives in the military or who served in the military? Yeah. When you see them, say thank you. Because they gave it all. They give it all. They deserve the best that we have to offer them. They persevere. My friend's daughter, Mr. Lee and I were talking about this earlier. My friend's daughter, when she was a toddler, her mommy would say, Cherie, I want you to go clean your room. And Cherie would say, but mommy, I can't want to. I can't want to, mommy. It's like she's saying, I want to. I wish I could want to, but I can't want to. And you know what? We're like that toddler. They're saying, do the right thing. Do your homework. Respect authority. Go for it. Do what's right. And you may not say it out loud. You know, what you're saying out loud is, no. I don't feel like it. But something on the inside is going, but mommy, I can't want to. That's how we feel. Do it anyway. There's a lot I can't want to. I can't want to pay those bills. I can't want to write that check. I would have students who say, I said, why didn't you do your homework? I didn't feel like it. What does that have to do with anything? If you only do what you feel like doing, you ain't going to do much. Because much of what we have to do, we don't want to do, but we have to do it. So if you have dreams, and if you're going to believe, and if you're not going to just walk out here and say, whatever, business as usual, I'm just going to do my time, I'm going to go back out there, and I'm going to do me, and this is all, then that's what you're going to get. Even when you can't want to, I'm encouraging you, do it anyway. Dig deep, have fortitude, be like those soldiers who soldier on. Reward will come. You may not see it that moment. You may not see it tomorrow. But if you persevere, you will reap a harvest. It's like the farmer. He plants the seeds. The farmer ain't stupid. He don't go back out tomorrow and expect to see the apple thing all big and grown. No, I plant the seed. I water it. I cultivate it. I till the ground. I do the hard work. I sweat if I have to. I cry if I have to. I go talk to somebody who can mentor me, who cares about me. I push away those people who don't see it for me. And next thing you know, I go, wow, it paid off. Releasing the fear, burying the stuff, it paid off. I walked away from teaching. It was somewhat frightening. Yeah, I like to eat. I had people say to me, well, it's easy for you, you don't have any kids. I said, well, I like to eat, apparently. It's still, I still have to live. Act like because I don't have no kids, I'm not supposed to have more money, have to pay my bills, whatever. And at first I couldn't see where it was going. By faith I could see it, but it wasn't in my, so I had to hold on to faith. I had to let go of fear. I had to focus. I had to have fortitude. I had to have the right people around me speaking into my life. I had to reject those that said, girl, you're crazy. And then I'm seeing it now. Listen, I'm so honored to stand here before you. You're a part of my journey. You're writing my story.
All right.
You're in it.
Yep.
What a blessing.
Amen.
And you allowed me, and I'm so grateful that you gave me this opportunity to be here because you are inspiring me. I'm the motivational speaker. Man, I'm motivated. I was outside in all that rain, and I saw a sign, Motivation Drive. I said, all right now, that's the road I want to be on. Come on. And those two words go together, motivation and drive. So, hey.
Yeah.
Some people are going to inspire you because of what they've done. And you want to be like them. That's great. Some people will inspire you because of what they've done, and you don't want nothing to do with it. Whatever works. Whatever works. So I charge you to step up and reach out and walk it out. I'll leave you with a poem by Langston Hughes. Ever heard of Langston Hughes? One of my favorite. Mother to son. Powerful. And it goes like this, well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tanks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Yeah. But all the time I've been climbing ladders, turning ladders, and I done forgot the poem. But all the time I've been climbing on, reaching landings and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps because you find it's kind of hard. Don't you fall now. For I still going, honey. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. already to do it. Believe it. We believe it for you. Give yourselves a hand.